Hey everybody, welcome back to the server today. Unfortunately, I can't do more normal stuff. If you guys haven't been following along with the streams or my Twitter, unfortunately, 1.8, well, fortunately, 1.8 is starting to get close to being finished. They've now entered the bug stage, which kind of fits the timetable that I was expecting for them to do the update. Which I was putting around 5 weeks, I think a couple weeks ago or something like that, or 3 weeks ago. I can't remember exactly how long it was, but here's the thing that kind of sucks about it. Yeah, basically, we can't switch to 1.8 until, we have this done, because this bug's fixed in 1.8. So, we don't have this wonderful little trick, and so we can't update our server. So unfortunately, that has basically put a halt on me doing anything else on the server. Now, last week I was supposed to get out 2 videos. One was going to be working on Block O, one was going to be working on Spawn. Spawn project is now on hold until I get this done, because I simply, it has to be done. I can't not have this on my server. I can't stand the idea of not being up to date. So Spawn's project is now on hold until I get this done. Now, as for working on Block O, that's a personal project. That's definitely a little bit on hold now, because for me, server projects always come first. So right now, it's really just about pushing the server for us to try to get this stuff done as fast as possible, so we can actually get on with things. So for those of you who are looking for the proper LP stuff, I know there's a couple people who this stuff is definitely driving nuts, and I apologize, but this is kind of how it is. When you run a server like this and you're a part of a server like this, these projects really take a lot of priority, and unfortunately not all the servers really contributing in the way that would really speed this up for us. Quite a few members are participating pretty nicely, kind of thing, and putting in what time they can, so it's appreciated. But unfortunately, we can't get like all hands on deck like we were getting with the digging project, which helped out a lot. So that is slowing this down and making it a lot tougher. Like, for example, if everyone on the server had basically as many blocks removed as me right there, I think this project would be done, according to the calculations that Nuke and Dreth came up with, I'm thinking. I can't remember exactly, but it's something like that. But, there's only 4 of us right now that are over 20k, which is me, Harmony, Spock, and Nuke. And Nuke's actually the first one to hit 25k. He just did that today. And he didn't even intend to do that number where it's mirrored like that. That's just actually where his project ended up, is putting him there. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, so I'm really just trying to get this finished up. So this is going to be a little bit of a talky episode. I'm not going to make it a long talky episode, because I know what I want to say, and I'm going to cover a couple topics. The first thing is, on last week's video, there was a suggestion of, what is the best vacation I've been on, I think it was, and what is like a vacation I'd really like to go on. I'm going to kind of expand a little bit on that. Like this year, I would really like just a simple vacation, which I covered in the last video, like you said. So I'd really like a simple vacation, just to kind of get away from things for a week and relax. That means my job, that means Minecraft, computers, everything. Like, just unplugging for a week would sound great. Unfortunately, I can't really do that anytime soon, because it just doesn't work as a server owner, but, I will be able to get away for at least a little bit. And I don't entirely want to get away from Minecraft, because I really enjoy playing. It's just very, very tiring and takes up a lot of time, and my girlfriend would like to actually see me more than a few minutes a day, which she actually sees me because we are all in the same room all the time, but it's just more of the fact that, we can't really, hang out as much. But we are changing that, and I've been spending more time and dealing with that stuff. Anyway, so that's what we'll be doing this year. My best vacation that I've taken, I haven't really taken much of a vacation time period since I've turned 18. I went out to New Jersey and hung out with an online friend out there for a few days during the weekend or something like that, and that was kind of cool. Went to Atlantic City while I was out there, but really I haven't done a lot for vacationing. When I was younger, and this is probably the more interesting stuff, when I was younger, we actually used to do a lot of road tripping, because gas was actually affordable back then. and even with bad cars, you could still drive and be much cheaper than flying. So we used to do a lot of road trips, and the cool thing with these road trips, my parents used to like to take, or like we used to like to eat at a place called Hooters. Now, if you're not familiar with this is where, you know, women with bigger chests dressed in scantily clothed type outfits, and it's probably not exactly good, and considering the second topic of today is going to be about female gamers and that whole thing, is probably kind of like the wrong direction. Like, we're going two different directions in the same episode. Yes! Confused, I hope you are. So we would go there, and one of the things, I guess, that, like, I don't know what the logic of it was exactly, but like, they used to have like freaking Hooters trading cards and stuff like that, and my parents used to encourage me to like get these things, and it was really a lot of fun because basically when we would go to one of these places where these girls were at, I would get their card signed, which was kind of a cool thing. I mean, it was different. I would also get like either a hat or a frisbee or something like that from their place, like souvenir, and then I'd actually have all the waitresses sign them. So it was really cool. It sounds a little weird, I understand that, but I think that's part of the reason why I'm really comfortable talking to women. Like, outside of just going up and having a reason to say hi to a female, I'm really comfortable talking with females. Like, way more comfortable than a lot of guys. Like, some guys, you know, I just don't get a lot of the typical alpha male stuff. I never have. I never will. You know, I played sports. I was a jock. I just never really, like, I guess they didn't get me as well as females get. Like, my humor, I guess, translates generally better for females, I think. But I can't even say that because a lot more guys seem to be getting it. Maybe it was just a maturity thing. I don't know. But anyway, like, I really think that had a lot to do with the fact that I'm pretty comfortable around the ladies. I'm not a ladies guy at all, but I'm in no way, I've never felt uncomfortable around females, ever. And I think that's part of it. But it was really interesting because, you know, we saw a lot of places. I've got some decent memories out there, kind of thing, and, you know, I've had, it creates it's an interesting story. I mean, you know, how many kids did that? And, you know, I've done a lot of interesting things as a younger kid because of the way I was raised and everything. Like, ran my own candy business, selling candy on the bus when I was in, like, 5th grade, and, you know, I used the money from that to buy a PlayStation 1 when, you know, a PlayStation 1 was the hot new thing that, you know, there were families that couldn't even afford it. You know, in 5th grade, you know, I'm all of, like, something like 10 years old, and I'm able to buy my own PlayStation. So, my parents have definitely got me to do some very interesting stuff that's made me, I guess, an interesting person. So, basically, that was kind of the cool trips, like, because, you know, to this day I still remember it. It was really interesting. I can't say I really remember any of the girls specifically or anything like that, or any specific thing, but I still, when I think of it, it's fun. And occasionally when I still go to Hooters and everything, I have, like, it's just a good memory of it, kind of thing. I barely ever go there now because there's not one near me and their food's really not that good. Or at least it never really seems to be. Put it this way, while drinking, it seems to be a better food, I should say. But yeah, so, yeah, it just, that was the interesting trips. I would say those are probably my favorite because to this day, I still remember them, and I still, you know, they still make me smile. And I can't even tell you what we did on those trips. I don't remember. Like, maybe, I think a lot of times it might have been when I did, when I was doing, like, the regional hockey stuff. Maybe it was, like, traveling for that kind of thing, and I'm just, you know, don't really remember the connection to it somehow, but I did some cool traveling, too, with hockey and everything. That was a lot of fun, too. I really enjoyed those days. And I would say I don't know, maybe I did enjoy those more. It's just not as interesting, I guess, because it's just hockey. I mean, it's just traveling sports. There's nothing to tell there. Like, traveling sports, I mean, I guess technically I was junior Olympian in a way because I competed in, like, junior Olympic roller hockey or something like that. I did play roller hockey. I didn't play regular ice because my family could not afford that, which sucks because I was actually pretty talented. So I could have probably gotten somewhere with that. But now we're way off topic. Staying on topic, Now, as for a vacation that I would like to go on, I love the Southwest. Dry heat, and overall it just seems to be really beautiful out there. Something like Hawaii, and these are probably going to come off an incredibly cliche kind of thing. Come on, let me sleep. And sleep. But basically, like something like Hawaii, something exotic, tropical, or I love water where you can first of all see through the water, so you can actually see if there's a damn shark below you. Otherwise, so I like that. Plus that like turquoise, light blue. It just really, I love the look of it, and it's always beautiful, nice like light sand and stuff like that. But that would be really cool. I would like to be a little less fat at the point that I go to that, because then I'd actually be able to wear a bathing suit and not feel like a horrible human being. Speaking of which, healthy gamer stuff, kind of trying to get back into that. I'm not going to do a series on it, I guess, because no one really seems all that. I don't know, maybe I will. I haven't decided. But either way, right now I'm doing small things to get back on track, because I kind of enjoy the whole sleeping and being healthier thing. So, that would be cool to go to a tropical place. I would love to go to Las Vegas. For those who don't know, I did actually at one point get paid to play poker. I'm pretty skilled with No Limit Hold'em, and I missed that a lot. And actually, I'm going to have a bonus paycheck coming up in September. And since I'm going to have a bonus paycheck coming up in September, and I've got money saved up in the bank for once, I'm actually going to go ahead and take that check and head down to a casino and go play some poker for the first time in a very long time, probably about 3 years. So I'm really excited about doing that. There's a lot coming up. I'll tell you this right now, guys. I've got a lot that's going to be going on in August and September. So if my videos become very erratic, I'm sorry. I'm just going to give you a heads up on that, because 1 week I'm hoping to do the vacation. There's going to be Ohio State football starting again, which basically means Saturday, at least for a portion of Saturday, I will be unavailable. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on coming up. I'm just going to warn you of that, guys, right now. And basically all my time is consumed with this stuff. And this is just, I know it's not really all that fun to watch. So, anyway, back to sticking to the topic. We're going to get on to the second topic. So that covers my vacations. Nothing special there. Pretty much a typical answer you hear from just about anyone outside of my best vacation, which I don't think you're going to hear from hardly anyone. So I hope you enjoyed that and don't think I'm incredibly weird. Bridging into the topic that I wanted to talk about, and this is why I didn't really look for much suggestions for next week. Gamers and girls, or girl gamers, or however you want to broach the topic or title it or whatever. Yeah, so there's a lot to go here, and like I have a lot of female friends that play here. Like I've obviously had some involvement with the Godiva Gaming group. I think Nikki Domo and MK the Worst are the founders of that. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, ladies. But I'm pretty sure that's right. Otherwise, my memory is completely shot. But I really feel like that's the answer I was looking for. So, you know, I've obviously had some involvement with them. You know, I've dealt with quite a few of them because of Graphoniac. And, you know, I've made a couple really good friends off there, like Lapis Lori, who's done a lot of awesome artwork for me and just a really awesome person. So I read an article recently that was posted where a lady talked about female gamers in the gaming industry, or females in the gaming industry, period, be it gamer, designer, developer, whatever. And I really felt like I should talk about some of it, because this is where it's going to get kind of real on this topic, guys. What I read was pretty fucked up. That's really the only way to put it. I know I don't really drop a lot of swearing in this video, in these videos, but it's really, really, like, I mean, by no means is my channel or the way I talk less than offensive kind of thing. Like, there's all kinds of stupid stuff, and I understand that's going to happen. But to the level of, like, offense and offense, whatever. God, anyway, like, you know, people threatening to just do things that are just like, if you, there's no way you would say it in person to a person. Like, you would never say that to their face. And no, I mean never. Like, there's things where it's like, oh, well, you would never say that. I'm saying these are things you would never say to a person's face, because someone in the immediate vicinity would beat the fucking shit out of you. Like, there's no way someone does not just beat the hell out of you for what you've said. But because it's online gaming and the whole anonymous thing, anonymity, I hate that word. I suck at English. That just makes me look dumb. But, just, oh my god, like, seriously, I'm not going to go and really get into the details of it. I will post a link below to it if I can find it. I actually read this like a week and a half ago now, because I was planning on doing this topic last week. But, it just, oh my god, like, dude, they're people too. And there's people out there that do not treat the ladies like they belong, or like they're even human, and that's just, oh, seriously, like, I'm trying to not get enraged over it, but what the fuck? What is wrong with you to think that you're any better because they're a female, and that you can say the things you can do? And apparently there's even guys out there that try to say that, you know, well, we get harassment too, or stuff like that. And yes, guys do get harassed. On the level that they do, not even close. I mean, just if you read the article, you'll understand that there's just no translation of, oh, well, you get we really can't compare the same incidents here. It's just not the same. So that's just insane. If you feel like, here's what I'm going to be completely honest with you guys that are here. If you feel like, hey, I know, or female gamers are not true gamers, or not, like, if you have these feelings, you really need to go check yourself. Like, you really need to get educated. You really need to meet some people, and odds are you probably just need to grow up. And, you know, I know the whole concept, if it's guy's world, and, you know, you have to adapt to survive in the guy's world, and that's just kind of how it is. There's no way that's really going to change that much. Like, it'll change over time just like everything else does, but for right now, you know, quote-unquote, the guys are in control kind of stuff. So you have to kind of survive through that, and you have to adapt or die kind of concept. But that doesn't mean that, you know, in any way is it acceptable to talk to them like you, like, just, it's disturbing. Like, legitimate, go see a doctor, you need help level disturbing, what I, like, read there. And I know there's probably not as many of them. There's probably a lot of supportive people out there per unsupportive asshole who needs to have their freaking eye removed. Yeah, I mean, it's just, still, like, you just can't, you can't treat a person like that, female or male. And for some reason in the gaming industry, there seems to be some sort of acceptable treat females lower than males, which is unacceptable. I mean, just no, it's just terrible. So that's really ridiculous. Now, I will say, you know, there are girls out there who do not help themselves at all. It's kind of, and this kind of gets into anything that doesn't help you if you're trying to overcome stereotyping or general bigotry. Embracing offensive words about your own sex or race doesn't help you. You know, bitch is a derogatory term kind of thing. And in gaming it's used probably more than it should, and I know I do. Now, when I do it, and it's still wrong, I'm not even remotely excusing myself, because it's still, you know, you can't say it without it meaning what it means kind of thing, but when I say it, I'm generally never referring to it being a female thing. That's not what I think at all. That doesn't make my using it any better. I understand I'm an idiot for it, and I accept that, and I apologize, you know, if you can't accept me for saying stuff like that. But, you know, just, I kind of like detract, like, oh, you can't really embrace that stuff. Like, you really shouldn't in any way support someone calling you that, even if you are of the people that would be offended by it. Like, that's just, and this goes for race too, kind of thing. Like, it doesn't help you at all. It really just perpetuates it, and that's not really a good thing. At least in my opinion, you know. I guess everyone's entitled to their opinion. Like, everyone has an asshole, that whole thing. But, yeah, so it's really not okay to do that. And yet, some girls will do that, and I don't understand why. Like, you're not helping yourself out, and please stop it. Like, and I know other girls who are really trying to break those kind of molds, and you know, they don't like it either, so they're kind of understanding agreeance and all that stuff. So, you know, there's that. It's one of those things. Why even do it? And this goes for pretty much anything. If you want someone to not do something, don't support it. Don't just ignore it. Really, just let it go away. That's your best chance. Otherwise, people are going to continue to pick on it and just suck. That's really what it's going to come down to. Now, the other thing that really blows my mind is there are girl gamers out there who so very clearly are trying to use, you know, their sexuality as a way to progress their career. And I would say this about a guy if, you know, their focus was their sexuality kind of thing. It's just not a good way to progress. Like, it's a stupid way to really try to progress anything. Obviously, you know, to some degree, I think girls gain an advantage because there are a lot more male gamers, and quite honestly, guys are stupid, and hey, boobs, and you will be interested. There's a couple things that come to mind. One night, a couple weeks ago, actually right about the time before I read this thing, I flipped on a female StarCraft 2 streamer, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, because you don't really see that very often. I know they exist, I know they're out there and everything, I get that, but you don't ever really get to see them that often, probably because, well, I'm going to leave the reason behind it, because I guess there could be someone that could be offended by it, and I'll just if you really want to know about it, you can always just ask me on the stream or something. I'll probably say it there, because I don't really care about streams as much, and I guess technically that could be deleted. I don't really care. What it comes down to is, you know, you don't see it very often, and so I thought that was really interesting and cool to see someone that was a female gamer in StarCraft 2. I was like, hey, that's cool. You know, I know a lot of Minecraft girl gamers, and I wanted to see what she had going on. And yeah, I turned the stream on. First of all, wasn't even playing StarCraft 2. I don't know if maybe she just finished up playing or something like that. But she has a decent sub count, or a decent follower count, and I imagine subs and stuff. So it's not like it was just some nobody or anything like that. Turned it on, tried to see if there's going to be any play or anything like that. Nothing going on. Switches games, so maybe it was just a game switch when it happened. But, you know, the focal point was her freaking cleavage. It's like, hey, look at my boobs. I got boobs. Okay, well, what the fuck? Like, and to no shock, the chat was filled with all kinds of sexually related stuff. And I'm like, yeah, this is kind of not helping. Like, all you're doing here is trying to appeal to sexuality, and I mean, I guess if that's really how you want to go about it, okay, like, that's your thing, and if you're making money off of it, you know, that's your business model. You know, I don't have a problem with, you know, girls doing that. It's obviously their own body. They're more than welcome to do whatever they want with it. But in an industry, you know, where it seems like it's a constant fight to get any sort of respect from guys, this kind of person is not helping the case, because it's just not. So it's stupid and annoying to me. And that's my opinion on that. I was pretty disappointed. I was like, well, okay, turn this channel off and moved on. So there's that. And then I remember a little while ago, getting back into the Minecraft stuff, there was Aurelian. I hope I'm saying that right. I could be completely wrong about how I just said that. She, I guess, had a video where she kind of showed a little bit of cleavage, I guess. I tried to watch to see, like, what the big deal was, because I saw it on Twitter. And, oh, Tony's, like, AFK here and not paying any attention. But, so I tried to watch it and find out what the deal was. And this is absolutely not helping me with breaking bedrock, but the snow's got to go. I hate snow. And I watched it, and I listened to her, and, you know, if I remember correctly, she came to some sort of conclusion of, basically, you know, I'm a female, it happens, get over it. And I'm perfectly okay with that. I think, like, because hers, it was so very clearly not a focus on, oh, look, I have boobs. It was just, she wore a shirt that, it just, you know, a shirt that showed a little bit of, you know, the fact that she was a female. That's completely understandable and happens. It was not, like, you could just tell a huge difference. Other girl, the highlight of the freaking stream webcam thing was clearly her cleavage. Aurelian's, I really don't even, I don't even know what the uproar was about. I'm incredibly confused by it. So, it's so very clearly a different point. And, you know, it's ridiculous kind of thing that people worry about so much. You know, let them do what they want. Like I said, I won't even highlight the person who I feel is doing things in a relatively bad way, because that's my opinion. But, you know, my thing is, I really would like to see some respect for females kind of thing. And this community, not necessarily just Minecraft, but gaming in general, well, whoops, really just has been quite disappointing. Just the way you would treat a human being like that, I just, very, very let down, I guess. And, you know, if you're watching this, you know, at this point especially, I hope you have a respect for not just the fact that, you know, there's females playing, but other humans. You really shouldn't treat them like crap. You know, if you watch my videos or my streams, you'll see me give my server members all kinds of shit. That's just what we do because we're friends. In no way do I think poorly about the people on my server. Otherwise, why would they be on my server? I've met a lot of very, very awesome female gamers, and the idea that someone would talk in a way to any of them that I saw on this article really upsets me, because they just don't understand how wrong it is, and they will never really understand it until something happens to change that for them. You know, like, I could sit there and scold a person for feeling that way for the longest of times, and that's not going to change anything. It doesn't work. It never has, never will, kind of thing with a person. People don't change. It takes something very, very drastic to actually generate a change with a human being. So, yeah, there are a lot of really, really, really cool female gamers out there who should be treated with a great deal of respect. And if you're not treating them that way, then you really should reevaluate what's wrong with you, because there's something wrong with you, dude. Like, and when I say dude, I don't mean guy. I mean, this can go both ways. You really shouldn't treat people like crap. I mean, that's just not right. Like, in no way, there's just something wrong with you. Like, if you're treating other people like crap, you got a problem, and you should probably address it instead of, you know, taking it out on other people, because you're just not that special. That's really what it comes down to. You're not special. No matter how much you think you are. You're just another fucking person in the world. And that's what it is. So, trying to get onto a lighthearted topic. As you can see, I'm making good progress with this. And I'm sorry to be such a downer on this one, guys. Like, I already feel bad about, like, leveling this topic. And I'll just put the disclaimer out there right now. I don't speak for any female. I am in no way right or wrong about anything. This is my opinions. And, you know, it just... I guess when it comes down to it, it's not really... It's not even just about the ladies kind of thing. I've seen plenty of terrible people in gaming who really should treat other people a lot better. And you should really think about that, you know. And I'm not even going to remotely say I'm an angel or a saint or anything like that. I have been a complete douchebag to people while gaming because I'm flawed. I mean, just like everyone is. Like, I accept the fact that everyone has flaws and will do stupid stuff. And, you know, at times I let my anger bother me more than I should. And, you know, 29, I still haven't figured that out. Some people, it takes a lot longer. Some people figure out much faster. But in general, you know, try to treat fellow gamers with respect. And you know what? If you know a female gamer, maybe you should say so. Maybe you should say something to her. And, you know, just be cool. Like, let her know that you appreciate what she's doing. And understand that she probably puts up with so much more crap than she really should. Like, seriously. Just the stuff I've heard, the stuff I've read, all that stuff, it's just, oh yeah, that's all it is, guys. I'm not going to continue on it. So for next week, I would love to hear what you guys want to do for a topic. Feel free to tell me what you're thinking would be kind of cool. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. And thank you for listening. I apologize for the content being a little bit, as I said, on the lower side because of, you know, trying to get this stuff done and going on a rant about females. And if I've offended you, odds are I'm probably not sorry. So that's really what it is. And if you're a female and I've somehow offended you, then I'm sorry, I guess. I don't know, I guess I shouldn't speak for women or something like that. Or I shouldn't, I don't know. I'm not a female, so I don't really have the best perspective. It just really disturbs me a lot that there's, just, wow. Like, I probably should have, like, kind of scripted this a little bit, but I don't like going off script in any way at all. I really like just going off the cuff because I feel like I'm okay at it. And this is probably a day where I probably should have maybe at least done a highlight piece or something first to where I knew where I was going to be at, because I've really just kind of ran a few circles here. Just treat your gamer or your fellow gamers with respect, and let's make that, like, try to make someone's day this week. Let's go for that. I like that as a positive thing. Let's end this on a positive note. This week, try to make someone's day. You know, there's the whole hug a YouTuber thing that's out there. I think Graphoniac started it, and someone actually made a account for it. I think that's a pretty cool thing. So I'm gonna see what I can do Monday through Friday this week to try to make someone feel better for the day. And I know to some degree stuff like this is kind of shallow and meaningless because it's only because you're prodded on, only because you were told to do it. So, whatever. You still did it. You're still going to make them smile. It's still going to make at least a momentary level of happiness, so go do it. And I guess the reminder for leaving it is, yes, it's momentary, it's fleeting, and in this situation it's being prodded. So maybe as a personal goal, instead of waiting till, you know, the end of the year for New Year's resolutions, let's make a resolution to try and do something or at least vocalize and make it more clear when you're thankful or appreciative of something someone's done for you. And instead of waiting till next year to do this as a resolution, let's go ahead and do that now. Like, let's start that now. Let's not wait. I think that's what I'm going to go with. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and be sure to comment below any feelings, sentiment, anything like that. And obviously, topics for next week, feel free to suggest. And yeah, that's it. Take care. Thank you for watching this podcast, and I will see you guys next week. And I hope it won't be bedrawk, but as much as I love you guys, it's probably going to be bedrawk. So that's it. Take care. I will see you next week. Thank you for watching and listening. Bye-bye.